Tucked between two railroad bridges on the wings of tunnels in Capitol View, 3 new murals for the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage.
To think of the impact that those women had and to still see it coming to fruition today is a really powerful thing.
Anthony Billups and Olusegun Bashoran, the artists behind the paintings.
Something simple as all the yellow roses everywhere. It was something that they actually walked around with 100 years ago.
A project of remembrance and education.
It also brings to light the life of Frankie Pierce.
If you haven't heard the name Frankie Pierce before, you may not be alone, but she's worked into all 3 pieces. An African-American woman who was an influential leader in the local women's suffrage movement.
Art a lot of times is created to catch attention, and it can make change. So all the things that she's done in her life made change, but no, not very many people right now know about it.
From 1920 to 2020, the artists say they still see a desire for change and hope the murals are a reminder of what one person can accomplish, especially if they're accompanied by others.
Driveway of his Antioch home. The homeowner gets an alert to his phone from his camera system. He doesn't know this man at the back door.
And he was right there looking through the glass door, and then suddenly he kicks the door and then he snatches the camera off the wall.
The homeowner didn't want to show his face out of concerns for his safety. He called police, who surrounded the house in minutes.
My concern was that I had a gun inside my house, and I don't want him to get a hold of it and hurt somebody.
Metro Police say Justin Mangrum was trying to hide. That didn't work out for him when he fell through the ceiling onto the kitchen floor.
I'm not sure what he was thinking, but all I can say it's karma.
The man who lives here says Mangrum tried to take his computer monitors and laptop. He's grateful for the outcome.
Without them, he could have gone away. If someone was home, it could have gone the other way. I thank God for this and thank the police for everything they do.
It is, Tom, and we've been hearing about this happening in other parts of the country, and some families I've been speaking with say this was their biggest fear, the coronavirus hitting nursing homes. Now, I want to show you all the ambulances that we're seeing outside this Gallatin nursing home tonight. It's really just eye-opening seeing all of this evening, and we want to look across the street as well, where we're standing in a church parking lot, and there's still quite a lot of ambulances over here. If we want to turn the camera around for just a second, they've got, it looks like some sort of mobile command set up, and all of these ambulances here on standby as well in case anyone else needs to be taken to the hospital. We saw some folks earlier in hazmat suits. That's how serious this situation is right now. We heard from Gallatin officials earlier tonight saying 19 people were taken to the hospital, some testing positive for coronavirus, others are waiting for their results. But again, a very serious situation. As some officials put it, they said that this should show how severe the situation is, the coronavirus. We'll send it back to you, Tom and Lauren.
A lot has changed here at the Basement East in the last 6 months, and so has everything around it.
You see that it was really split in half, all but destroyed, and what's left here is this I Believe in Nashville mural.
I get a phone call saying the basement's been hit, and he said the basement's gone.
A lot can change in 6 months.
When you combine it with COVID, the 6 months has been long.
The Basement East is nearly ready to reopen after a tornado left behind only its outline, a symbol of hope.
We have this thing that basically is a major symbol of Nashville's strength and unity and everything, and it was still there. There was a feeling of comfort walking up and seeing that the mural was still there.
Co-owner Mike Grimes felt that same comfort after learning his employees survived that night.
A couple of them walk outside and see the tornado coming, grabbed our staff, the other 5 of our staff, and ran them downstairs and to the basement, and then it hit a minute later.
And then 1 week after the tornado hit Nashville, COVID did, shuttering music venues across Music City.
Nashville's built on live music. None of us can wait.
Grimes isn't losing hope.
We will have it again. It's just going to be a little while.
For News 4 Nashville, I'm Rebecca Cardenas.
Lauren, the protesters that remain here tonight seem to be largely made up of that group that we've seen have been here for the past 7 days now on Legislative Plaza. Well, just a few hours ago, they were joined here by hundreds of protesters to mark this day.
Familiar chants echo through Nashville as weeks of marches for racial equality continue.
Today means a lot to me.
This one falls on Juneteenth, a celebration of the end of slavery in America.
I'm really glad that we are out to celebrate it, and I think it deserves a lot more attention.
I don't think you've seen a group as diverse as we see today celebrating Juneteenth or Black Lives Matter.
Marchers called for officials to defund the police, invest in black communities, and for the resignation of President Trump as they made their way through downtown.
A man captured on surveillance video is seen looking into a woman's home. It's happened several times over the last 6 months, anywhere between 5 and 7 in the morning. Now it's gone to another level. Police say the Peeping Tom is likely the same man exposing himself here early this morning.
No one's prepared to walk outside their door at that time and see that.
Scott Sternstein lives in the 4th and Monroe community in Germantown, where this has been happening. He generally feels safe, but hearing about the Peeping Tom has him concerned.
The last thing anyone wants is to feel uncomfortable in their own home.
Police want to find this man.
If you just walk around, we have our windows open, we have our blinds open, all times during the day. So I definitely think it's going to make people think twice.
Think twice and look out in case this man shows up again.
Who knows how this could escalate to something more? I mean, hopefully it stops at this, but who knows? It could get a lot worse.
I believe she's still out there somewhere.
This banner has been hanging here nearly 17 years, just as long as Deborah and Bo Tudors have been sitting down for these interviews.
We can't give up hope until they come and tell me that I will no longer get my daughter. I'm not going to believe that she's gone.
Today, a detective released new details concerning their daughter Tabitha's disappearance.
It's heartful to hear harsh things like that she could be out there prostituting and drugged.
Tomorrow is her 30th birthday.
It's just hard to picture that little 13-year-old girl being 30 now.
And being a grown woman, it's just, because in our minds, we still see that 13-year-old kid.
She probably had children and been married and working.
The banner will stay up, and the Tudors will keep taking questions, as long as it takes for their daughter to come home.
Yeah, the hardest part is the not knowing, because we know it's a 50-50 chance that our daughter might not be with us anymore. But I can't go there. I won't let myself go there, because in my heart, I know my daughter's still out there somewhere, and we're going to find her.
It is something that we all miss.
The days until unemployment benefits end are numbered. The days until Derek Hawks returns to his job at the Nashville Symphony are innumerable.
We don't know exactly when we are going to be able to go back.
The Schermerhorn season has been canceled through next July. After that, Hawks does not know where his next paycheck will come from, nor when he'll be on stage again.
I miss playing in the Schermerhorn quite a bit. It is one of the finest halls I've ever played in the world.
Hawks is among performance artists all over the country who will be out of work for months.
It's difficult to have your job and what you've dedicated your life to be a proponent of this craft, to not be able to do that in the way that we've been used to is emotionally difficult.
Musicians of the Nashville Symphony are calling on their followers to reach out to their legislators and ask for extensions of unemployment benefits.
Any opportunity that you can find to support people in the industries that are so adversely affected by this pandemic, I think is worth your time.
Whether it be following them on social media, watching their digital performances, donating to the symphony, the ways in which you can show your support are countless.
We really miss you guys. We miss the community. We miss playing for you.
For News 4 Nashville, I'm Rebecca Cardenas.